Good morning, Coach. Just wondering, for the second game in as many nights, will there be any lineup changes tonight?
Yeah, Coburn will go in on the back end, and Landon will go out.
No changes up front?
No changes up front.
Okay, what's the reasoning behind Braden coming in here? I think this is just his 12th game, I believe, this season.
Yeah, just back-to-back games. Hasn't played. I think he defends really hard, really well against a team that can really score, and I just think gives us a fresh guy back there that can help us keep it out tonight against what we think is one of the highest firing offenses in hockey.
With that in mind, what is the biggest challenge facing your team tonight, Coach?
I mean, you gotta stay off the penalty kill. You can't give their power play extra looks, 1 or 2 penalties max, and we got to find a way to not give them high end chances. If they do, they score. So we have to have a defense first mentality, and try and limit their big guys to their touches.
Bruce Garriock, Post Media.
DJ, I talked to you about this the other day, but what maturity have you seen in Josh Norris's game? And when we discussed this the other day, you talked about the fact that he goes up against top lines all the time.
Well, I think one of the things that allows him to do it is his conditioning, his fitness. He doesn't look like a young guy. Obviously, came to the pros, from college, and obviously put the work into the gym to be ready physically to be able to handle it. That's first and foremost. And then, the job that the guys did last year with him in Belleville to get him prepared to handle this. And obviously he's got confidence in himself, but he's able to play a 200-foot game, which a lot of guys at that age can't do. So he's ahead of where I would have thought he'd be at this point.
We'll go to Kyle Bukauskas at Sportsnet.
Hey, DJ, knowing Austin a little bit the way you do from your time in Toronto, I'm just wondering what your team has to guard for here tonight as a guy that, maybe hasn't been generating as much as he would have liked offensively coming into this one.
Well, you can't let him have the puck a whole bunch. If he does, he's big, he's strong, he can score. And then probably as good as he is, one of the guys that, is not talked about probably nearly as much is Mitch Marner. Everyone talks about Matty, and he's a great player, but you can't get the puck off Mitch either. And the pair of them together are lethal, and you've got to make them defend and make sure they don't have the puck.
We'll go to Matt Tidcombe at Senators.com.
Hey, DJ, just what did you think of Alex Formenton last night, and more specifically, what he brings to the penalty kill?
Speed, speed kills in this league, and he can fly. As his detail gets better, he's going to be a really good NHL player. So I wasn't afraid to put him in defensive situations last night, and I think his speed will be able to create some offense, not only now, but for years to come.
Mark Broussard, Ledois.
Yeah, Coach, can you give an update on where to go? The other goalies are Murray and Aubrey. I guess he's off IR.
Yeah, everybody's skating right now, so it's all up in the air in the trainers and as to how they feel. But everyone's skating as of right now. Everyone's practicing. As to where they are close to playing, the trainers will have to, and Pierre will let me know when they're ready.
And you don't have a game until next Tuesday. Is there a thought of going back-to-back with Gustafsson tonight?
We think of everything, and we'll make that decision today.
Mark Masters, TSN.
DJ, you mentioned Mitch Marner. What, from your perspective, what's the biggest challenge against him?
Well, you've got to clog him up in the neutral zone. If he gets building speed, he can walk, through the neutral zone. He can make plays. He can make plays in the offensive zone. He's dangerous, shorthanded. He's as good a player as there is in the league. And sometimes there's not a lot of talk about him, but if you just look at his numbers and people that play with him, anyone that plays with him has good years. And from JVR and Bozak back when I was there to now, Matthews, as good as he is, to have a passer, playmaker, worker like Mitch makes him a deadly combo.
Mark Zolewski, Toronto Star.
Hey, Coach. Just further to talk about some of these great players in the North Division and overall in the league. You've probably talked a lot about Brady Tkachuk before, but he does have some impressive stats. I'm wondering where you would fit him in that conversation about the top players in the game based on the way he plays, and perhaps does he add a new element to that conversation based on the way he plays?
Well, for sure he does. He has a different element altogether of physicality, his strength with the puck, his competitiveness, and as you know, the players around him get better, and as he gets better, I believe his skating's better this year. As this continues to get better, you remember these other guys that we're talking about are significantly older than him when we're 2, 3, 4 years, older than him, and where he's at right now. In the O-zone, learning away from the puck, able to play against good players. He's going to be as good as anyone.